Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare going with you on the 23rd of January, 2025, joined as usual by remote viewer and psychic medium Liz Cross. How are we doing today, Liz?
Fantastic. Thank you. We're starting to thaw out slightly, so that's good. But just a reminder to everybody, the CTT channel is the backup channel. You need to subscribe. I've had channels taken down before. Just in the event, you never know. Make sure you're subscribed to that channel. And also, it's free energy healing. So don't forget, you might as well take advantage of it while you can.
Right, we're going to start off with Nigel Farage. So can you grab him, please, Liz?
Yep, I've got him. He feels a little humiliated.
He feels a little humiliated. Why is that?
Why do you feel humiliated? He feels like Trump and co. have let him down.
Okay, why does he feel like Trump and co has let him down?
Why do you feel like that? Because they've been distant. Um, what else? He really formed this partnership with them in order to push the Reform Party.
Right.
Is what I'm getting. What do you mean by pushing? Because he thought by forming this alliance, people will see what's going on in the USA and it will boost his popularity. But he feels as if they've turned on him a bit.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? They say I'm not a strong enough leader, is what he's telling me.
Right. Well, I would agree with that.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't think he's a leader type. He's a very good speaker. He's an excellent politician. He's a brilliant orator, but he doesn't come across to me as having much, like would he be better than Starmer? Of course. Would he be better than the Conservative leader? Yes. Would he be better than most people? Yeah. Yes, he would. But he's not he isn't a force of nature in the way that say Donald Trump is or Putin is. These are really strong leaders. He isn't that in that league. He never will be. Um, there's another guy in the Reform Party that might be able to take the thing. What was the outcome of his little spat with Elon Musk?
What was the outcome of your spat with Elon Musk? Well, Elon obviously wins hands down. He's a very, what Farage is saying, he's a very powerful person. He is no match for Elon Musk.
Does he think that's maybe then why Trump and co. or the Trump team have turned on him a little bit?
Do you think that that's why the Trump team has turned on you a little bit? That's exactly why. He didn't meet Elon's approval. So, do you think that Elon has too much power over Trump? Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's saying, Elon's controlling the show. And now this is Nigel Farage's personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. According to him, he thinks that Elon's running everything and Trump's just the figurehead.
Okay. Don't know if I agree with that. Um, I
Well, let's
the,
let's put that to him. Well, we don't necessarily agree with that. He says that's the way he sees it.
right.
That's what he knows. He's got a lot of information from the inside of the White House. He is in regular contact with people there. But it seems like since Trump has taken office, or even a few days prior to that, he's not really taking Farage's calls. Has he called you back? No. His secretary has sent a message saying that he will get back to me in due time, but I don't know when that's going to be. So, do you feel like you've made a fool of yourself to the UK public, sort of swinging on the coattails of Trump and co? Yes, he does. Now that the MPs in Parliament are making fun of me, this is all I hear.
Right. The problem with Farage is he didn't want to be seen, he has to be careful of who he doesn't like supporting anybody that might be, very slightly questionable. And I think that's where he is a bit he's scared to go compared to what Trump would do or something like that. Um, does he believe that Elon Musk will eventually help fund the Reform Party?
Do you believe that Elon Musk will help fund the Reform Party? Not if I'm leader of it. Did he tell you that? In so many words, yes.
So he doesn't want the money he doesn't want money from Elon Musk, is that right?
Do you want money? Yeah, they need his money. They need the money. Elon, according to Nigel Farage, is not going to fund the Reform Party while Nigel Farage is the leader of it. Elon wants to give the money over, but he wants a very, very strong leader. He doesn't want to just throw money down the drain, is what I'm getting, to a leader that people cannot stand behind, they cannot support, they will not vote for.
Oh, I think he is votable. I mean, he's intelligent, he's highly charismatic, and he can destroy most of the current um, politicians that we have. He's very good at that. I mean, he was very good at that as an MEP as well, showing all the wrongdoing, the corruption uh, of the European Union. Would he consider stepping down and then let somebody say like Rupert Lowe take over?
Would you consider stepping down and letting someone like Rupert Lowe take over? No. So is it why? Let's ask this because does he believe in the party more than himself, or is he just there for himself, right? Why would you step down? No, he will not step down. It doesn't matter who's going to take over. He does not, as of today's date, which is January 23rd, 2025, he does not want to step down. He doesn't think he should have to. But I'm saying if it means that your party would get a massive injection of cash that it so desperately needs in order to take on the Labor Party, the Conservative Party, and any other parties, why would you not do that? Because he doesn't think anybody can lead effectively as good as he can.
Right. Okay.
Why won't you go near the Tommy Robinson? No, no, that's too dangerous. It's political suicide.
No, no, I accept that. I accept that. Yeah. Does he think he'll end up having to do? Does he? Okay, two questions. Does he think more Tory MPs will defect the Conservative Party and join Reform?
Do you think that more Tory MPs will leave the Conservative Party and join Reform? That's what they're banking on. Have you seen any indicators to say that that's what? No, no, they're still holding on to this idea of conservative and reform.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Do you think he'll
conservative
have
and
to?
labor.
Does he think he'll have to do a deal with the Conservative Party?
Do you think you'll have to do a deal with the Conservative Party? No, he does not want to be part of the Conservative Party whatsoever.
Right. Okay.
He doesn't trust them.
No, I don't blame him. Well, that's fine, but he can't. He's got five MPs in the Parliament at the moment, and without substantial financial backing, which of course Elon Musk could easily supply, and it would be a breath of fresh air through the English politics if we didn't have you know Labour or Conservative. So that party. might be able to do some good. But how does he get from where he is now, five MPs and no money, to, taking on the establishment parties? You know, I mean,
Right.
Elon
Now,
Musk
let's
is the
ask
way.
this question. Sorry, Mr. Shakespeare. Um, they're talking about making laws where they cannot have outside investors giving to, British political parties. So I'm asking Spirit now. Funnily enough, I've got Margaret Thatcher and Churchill standing here. Will there ever be a law that bans outside investment into the Elon Musk donating to political parties? But apparently, these political parties get a lot of outside funding.
Well, of course they do. Yeah. You went dark for a minute there. We missed. I mean, I know the question you were going to ask, but it actually it went the sound went off for a few seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yes, the question was, were or is the UK government, UK Parliament going to put in a law that will ban outside foreign investment into their political funding? And I got a no, a firm no from Thatcher and Churchill.
Okay. Well, I mean, for example, Musk has some English roots, doesn't he? So, he could go down that route if he needed. But if Farage doesn't want his money, then yeah, maybe he went a step too far. Maybe he already says that Elon Musk is a force of nature, and now he's in government, and whether he does or doesn't control Trump, is another debatable subject. But the point is, he is there. That he's on the inner circle, isn't he? And so if you upset one, you upset all, and that's clearly what
So
happened.
yes, and when you were saying about he's a strong leader, and you thought he was stronger than Kemi, who is leader of the Conservative Party, I've actually got Churchill and Thatcher here shaking their heads. No, she comes out stronger than he does.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know much about her. Well, that's fine, but I don't, okay, but she's still not, we might be at the lower edges of the Premier League. You know what I mean? We might be in the echelons of it. He is no Donald Trump, and nor is she. I mean, and she's no female Trump. She's not even a female Thatcher. So, who was probably the last proper conservative leader we ever had in England. So what we've had since Thatcher has been, progressively worse, I think. And so if Thatcher,
Oh, a lot of people are going to disagree with you. They hated Thatcher.
good, that's fine. I don't mind. It doesn't matter. But
I
if you
think,
if you're going
okay,
to
you know
be
what?
if you're going to be a leader of the Conservative Party, you have to in a way that, there's been better leaders of the Labour Party than Keir Starmer. Um, if you're going to believe in hard left principles, then fine, be a hard left politician who believes in it. Even though I don't agree with them, I can respect that. If you're going to be conservative, then be properly conservative. The mishmash, rubbish that we've had recently in the Conservative Party is not good. You know. I mean, it's just not good. They had to get rid of Thatcher. She would have done a fourth term. They had to conspire to get rid of her because they wanted to go, in more into the European Union and more into that, you know, um, what can I say? Um, that entity that she hated so much, and with good reason. Um, I want to
But
ask
the
you
thing
about,
is, Farage was really banking on Trump and Musk and that, what's going on over here to prop him up
well, then
and
he
elevate the
when in
party.
Rome, let me give him some advice. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yeah. So, go with what Trump and his emissary, if he thinks that Elon is more important and more powerful than Trump, he better do everything Elon says, hadn't he? Otherwise, he'll incur the wrath of Elon and he won't get the money. I mean, it's simple, you know, it's simple. If you want that kind of money, you want that kind of clout that Musk has, then do what he says, do what he wants. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
won't get it. It's not difficult, it's not difficult. Um,
Yes, but Musk is so volatile. And
True, but I mean, he is volatile. But he can't. He can only do X amount in a day, and I know he can do more than most. But at the end of the day, if he didn't make any ripples in the pond, Musk would just move on and class Farage as a done deal and help him out, and Trump would help him out, and that was it. I don't think England is America's biggest problem at the moment. You know, um, the money markets might differ, might say something different because England holds a lot of U.S. Treasury debt, about 700 billion apparently. So
oh, really?
yeah, I think they're the second largest holder compared, and only China is bigger. And if he won't step down, and if there's nobody else I mean, Rupert Lowe has been talked about as perhaps being a stronger leader, but if he won't step down and he's going nowhere, then that's the end of it. Maybe reform just ends up drawing off. We go back to two-party politics again. I mean, for sure, England. Um, England, the United Kingdom is going to go down the tubes with the Starmer government. I mean, that's fairly plain to see. You know, as you pointed out in was it the thing yesterday? More millionaires are leaving like one every 45 seconds or something. They want nothing to do with England. They're gone. People with money vote and they have choice and they go. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Probably get
No,
you'll probably get
yeah, no,
complaints
but they've
about that.
had to.
That Mr.
They,
Shakespeare, all he wants to do is ramble on. Right. Great song by Led
there a
Zeppelin, by
song.
the way, Ramble On. I love it. Oh, cool, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, isn't there a song, Ramble
Yeah,
On?
yeah, yeah.
No,
Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
the thing is, what is interesting is that I saw in the press this morning where Rachel Reeves has had to backpedal on the what was it, the tax thing with the non-domicile tax because
Right.
too many millionaires fled
Yeah.
in the last few weeks. So that backs up what you just said, right?
Hmm.
And so let's ask Spirit some questions.
What's she doing there?
Yeah. Okay. Let's ask some questions. As discussed prior, we had a little chat off camera, where I saw an article in the Telegraph either yesterday or this morning where if Trump keeps going at the speed that he is, and that the US is going in the direction as fast as Trump is moving things to go in that particular direction, it will leave Europe for dust. Okay? So let's ask this question to Thatcher and Churchill. Is there any truth in that article? Yeah, it's absolutely true. Now that coincides with what we got in many probes that we've done now, because you know how you like to probe different things at different angles and try and get consistencies.
Yep.
So where the US is really going into economic recovery, UK is going further into economic decline. And it just, yeah, that's very consistent with what we've got. I
Yeah.
feel sorry for, I have family in the UK, right? I mean, close family in the UK. I don't know what the solution is. I really don't. What do you think is the solution? Let's ask. What is the solution for people living in the UK, which, and I know Starmer is trying and he thinks that high tech, again, another hit. We said that months ago, Mr. Shakespeare, but
We did.
where he thinks now that this high tech robotics AI is the way forward to bring them into economic recovery. I've got Thatcher and Churchill saying no, it's going to be a failed experiment. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to put more people out of work than ever before. You're just not going to
Yeah, well,
have.
we when we did that probe, that's the result that we got because people, if they are successful in tech, and let's say they do set up in England, London, or wherever, and they do, form a decent company and do that, they're just going to move to America because they're going to think, hang on a minute, I don't want to pay all this tax. They'll just go. Even if they're incubated in the UK, the top ones will move. They always move. Money always moves to where it's treated the fairest. Capital always likes to be treated the best. Sorry, wherever capital is treated the best, it moves to. And if you bring out the next AI super tech or the next Facebook or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you bring out the next super duper um, thing, you're moving. You're not going to stay in the UK, not with the current tax regimes, you know. So how do you want to compete? You've got to. It's anti everything that Labour stands for is really anti-business, you know?
So what I'm actually getting is that a lot of these companies, because they are tech companies, they're easy to set up, they're easy to
Oh,
move,
yeah.
right? It's not like they're moving factories and
Oh,
things
because
like
we're
that.
in the information age, as I keep banging on about. And you could run a multi-million-pound company out of 2 rooms, and those 2 rooms can be moved. We just move everything, move the servers,
Exactly.
have them pointed to California, well, California or somewhere like that. I don't know,
They're
Ohio
going to the Caribbean.
or the
They're going
Caribbean.
to
Well, why
move
not?
to the
Exactly. Why
Caribbean
wouldn't they go to the Caribbean? I
for
mean,
the tax breaks,
exactly.
right? So,
Exactly. It's obvious. I mean, it's obvious.
right.
I don't know whether Starmer believes this or is this just a smokescreen because, he is definitely trying to drive England down. I mean, on behalf of his puppet masters, he's hell bent on destroying England, and that's the way it's going. First the ones
But
with
I
money.
don't think he has bad intentions. I don't get that when I probe Starmer. And with all due respect, Mr. Shakespeare, the result may not be what he anticipates, but he does not have bad intentions. He really
So,
does. So, but he really doesn't have bad intentions. I feel that this is the only solution he has come up with, but we still haven't got a solution what the citizens of the UK are going to do and the residents of the UK are going to do
well, why doesn't he
with
ask them
regards to this.
instead of him coming up with a solution, which is the only one? Why doesn't he put it to the population? Why doesn't he hold referendums? Why doesn't he, come up with the choice of shall we go down this road, that road? At the end of the day, they're supposed to work for us. Now, nobody actually believes that, but that's what they're supposed to do. Why don't you ask the people? Why doesn't Starmer ask the people what they want? Trump, in a way, did. Trump is a populist. He's come up with populist policies that people actually want. They don't want unbridled immigration. They don't want this. They don't want 28 genders. They don't want all of these things. So Trump said, all right, I'll adopt all of those, and that's what I'll be doing. I don't want people locked up for fake crimes and everything. Do they want to give up farmland so that, somebody in Bournemouth can have a tech empire for a couple of years and then move to the States? Talk to the people. They never ever talk to the people. They're always telling the people what the people want, and we hate that. We absolutely hate it, you know?
But what we still haven't found out what British people are going to do. So let's ask, what is the best solution for a British resident right now or somebody living in the UK right now to do to prepare for the future? They're going to have to embrace the information age. They're
Yeah.
going to have to realize a lot of these jobs are no longer going to be available. So,
Yes.
what do they need to do? Should they leave the UK? A lot of people will leave the UK. A lot will. Now, people that leave, this is coming in from Spirit. People that leave the UK, though, they're the ones that have the money to leave the UK. They're the
Right.
ones that have some disposable income.
Yes.
So what are you left with if you have the people with the money leaving the UK? You're going to have an increased level of poverty.
Not possible.
So let's ask this question. Will the UK put in a tax code like the American tax code that it doesn't matter where you go, you will be paying taxes? I'm getting a no.
No, they will never do that. No, no, no. That's one good thing about England. That America, I don't agree with America. That's wrong. You haven't lived in America for 20 years and yet you still have to fill out a tax form. That's just wrong. You know,
And
if
you
you're,
have to pay taxes if you
yeah, of
earn
course, if
over
you're
a
an
certain
American
amount.
citizen, yeah, that bit is fundamentally wrong. That's the wrong thing. You know. But of course, if you do happen to live in America and you do happen to pay taxes there, well, then okay, that's where you're going to pay your taxes year on year. I get that, but it's when you haven't lived there, when you don't live there. England, you can go in and out of the tax system. That's a much fairer system. I mean, that benefits everybody, rich and poor.
Mhm. All right. Well, going forward, will the Reform Party gain ground? Yes, but it's not going to be until the 2030s.
Right.
It's not, you haven't hit rock bottom yet.
No, no, I don't think we have. No, I don't believe we have. I mean, we're already paying more. The bond market is already signaling capital, problems. They're asking for bigger interest payments. So, I mean, the government, the only way the government can think it thinks, right, we end up, so we have to tax more, tax more, tax more, not make the growth more that people earn more. And so the pot is bigger, so the tax burden is less per person. They don't think like that. Government just think we have to tax more. And that's fine. And then people will just leave more. And like you said, it's the ones with money who leave first. And a lot of those are wealth creators. They're small business owners, medium-sized business owners, big business owners, small business owners. They will just leave. And yes,
Is
before
that,
if it gets that bad, I'll be doing the same. I'll be leaving and I lived in America before. I'll try and get back and live in America again. I'd love to go back there, you know.
well, we'll see. I'm getting a no, Mr. Shakespeare. You will stay where you are.
Yeah, you've arranged that, haven't you? We don't want him in over here, bloody troublemaker.
No, no. All right. Well, it looks like you guys haven't hit rock bottom. You got to wait until a lot more job loss, a lot more unemployment, a lot more people in line at the food bank, a lot more people leaving. I feel in the next 4 years, will people 4 to 5 years, will they? Yeah, they'll be leaving in droves. They are going to go to Asia because it is cheaper.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
where I'm getting. They're going to go that way. They're not going to go to Australia.
no.
Previous years, the UK residents,
Yeah, but that's
citizens,
all
they
old country, isn't it? It's old country, old thinking, old industrial. No, no. I mean, the growth will be out of Asia, so why not go there?
right. So before they would go to Australia or South Africa
Yeah,
or Canada, they would try to go somewhere in the Commonwealth. I don't, are they going to go to the Commonwealth areas? No, I'm getting no, they're not going to go to the Commonwealth areas. I feel like they're going to go to Asian countries because that is what they can afford.
right. So, well, as long as the last man out turns the lights off, we'll be good.
All right. Well, we'll stop this one here. Thank you.